Alright, so boom, we back with another video for ISB once again. The homies came here. I'm back at school, and everybody got their own life going on right now. But y'all gonna see us soon and everything. But I'm gonna let you go ahead and introduce yourself. Tell them who you are.
My name is Chuck, aka Two Times, you feel me?
Yeah, I mean,
You already know, you feel me? I came back for a little, we had taken a little break so I can come back and better.
yeah, alright. So boom, tell them. Alright, so tell them about your upcoming with basketball. Like, how did you make it here to Juwan, like the hoop and stuff?
So I made it here in Juwan. So it started with, so really, I started hooping when I was in 4th grade. I was like 8. Nah, my dad put me in a little basketball camp that was like at a school year for me. It was like for like a day or so. It was like a little, you feel me, just to get me into basketball.
Yeah.
Craziest part, I ain't even fuck with hooping back then for real. Nigga.
Alright, so what you was fucking with?
Football. I had
Right, hold on. We always used to have this debate. I played corner in high school, right? He played wide receiver. Listen, I was strapped at. I'm not even a covering corner for real, but I was strapped him for real.
Listen,
For real.
if there's one thing, practice, he gonna lock me up. But one thing is when the Friday night lights come on, Chuck gonna catch the ball. That's one thing that's a fact. Chuck will always catch the ball. But back to about how I got to this whole point. So like when I was younger, I really wanted to be like LaDainian Thompson. That's like my favorite athlete ever. Like he really like made me want to be. Like, I had it instilled in my mind that when I was like me right now was going to be somewhere in the NFL with the number 21 on my back, and I was going to be a running back. But then the next year he had put me in Parks and Rec, so that's when I really started playing like organized basketball. And I was like, okay. And around that time, I had it was crazy because like I had started learning about the game of basketball because in school we had the the book fair type shit. So I wasn't trying to read no real books, so I found this joint about D Wade, and like I was like, whoa, this nigga can hoop. And like I was like, okay.
So hold on. I ain't even cut you off, but it's safe to say D Wade was your first idol.
Yeah.
Okay.
D Wade was definitely my first idol in basketball for sure. He like who I wanted to be once I realized like I kind of want to hoop, and like I became a Miami Heat fan. And then I started watching LeBron join the Heat, and then so like I really started watching basketball because I like LeBron and whatnot. And from there I just started playing. And then 7th grade that's like really when I was like, nigga, I might want to be like a hooper for real, like, because it was the 7th grade trial for the middle school basketball team. I'll never forget it. I had got cut, and the niggas that I got cut were not better. And like ever since then, I was like, like the feeling that I felt, I told myself I would never get cut from the team ever again. To this day, I haven't. And like I had just like started playing basketball more. Like after I got cut, I was outside hooping every day. Every single day, just trying to.
Explain the feeling, if you can like really remember. Explain the feeling that you called.
Nigga, I was hurt. That shit felt like, you feel me, I lost a loved one. Like, I felt embarrassed because, like, you feel me, like, all my other niggas and shit, you feel me, they talking about, yeah, we just made the team and whatnot. Everybody else is niggas to me. And I'm not on the team, you feel me. Niggas like, you feel me, yeah, you'll get it next year. And I did. I ended up starting next year, you feel me. Yeah. And then from then, I've been almost a regular starter for the rest of my life, besides my junior year and senior year, too. And then I get into high school and I get a little bit taller, and that's like really when like the love for basketball started, because my man, you feel me, shout out my nigga Kobe, you feel me, who was out there, you feel me, in a little community. They had a basketball court across the street. We was out there every single day.
Just busting y'all ass working.
Hooping every day. We get up, you feel me, I stayed at his house. We getting up at like 7 o'clock, just waiting, motherfucking. We get up, then we just go out there, we hoop from quite literally like 9 to like 6 or 7 at night.
Yeah.
You feel
just
me?
out there all day.
Yeah,
dirty sweat.
I swear to God, motherfucker, come back musty as a bitch.
I'm already doing.
Motherfucker. So then you feel me, I'm in high school and whatnot. I started playing AAU, and like I was just like my love for football just like was steadily going down while my love for basketball was going up more and more. And like I just wanted to like I realized you feel me, like I want to play like at minimum college basketball because you feel me, the NBA you feel me, that's a hard shit to make it. I realize you feel me, you feel me, not everybody gonna make it, but I can always do it. Can always make it into you feel me, at least college you feel me. That's just never but putting in effort.
Yeah.
So I get to about my junior or my senior year is really like when like things click, like I can really do this. Cause like shout out my coach Jeff, you feel me? He's the first person that believed, you feel me, that I wasn't just a big. Like he made me play point guard. And
for the record, he played point guard, had 20 turnovers the first time he played.
I did. I played point guard for 4 games. And told that nigga I didn't want to do that anymore.
All right, so
that
why not though? Like, what was the part? Like, what was the most annoying / hardest part about playing point guard?
The hardest part is that it's damn sure a big difference between getting guarded by a slow-footed big than, you feel me, a little quick motherfucker who's, you feel me, gonna be up in your grill trying to make sure that you basically I couldn't handle the rock.
Yeah.
And that was my biggest frustration. Like and I didn't necessarily know how to make the right reads at the time, so I was just fucking up. And it was Easter it was like early November. It was the fourth quarter. I literally told him at the end of the game, I was like, bro, do not put me back out there at point guard. And then to be honest, it's my biggest regret because I was honestly figuring it out, but I never gave it no time. So you feel me? That passes by, then I'm just looking for colleges and whatnot to find a place to get recruited. I'm going to, you feel me, prospect days and whatnot, combines and shit. And I had just so happened, it's crazy because Toronto wasn't even like a thing that I even seen as an opportunity for. My mom just so happened to know somebody that went there, like, and she was like, yeah, you feel me, you should just look into that. So we contacted the coaches and you feel me, Coach Rogers should be back. And he was like, yeah! Come on, nigga! We got a what's it called? A JV team but you can work for a spot to D2. So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna just go with that so that I have something, you feel me. So my thought process was, you feel me, I'm getting a year done in college, but I'm essentially doing prep. So I'm thinking, you feel me, it's like JUCO and prep with, you feel me, an automatic next step up, you feel me, like right there, that'll always be on the table. So I get here, or the summer before, you feel me, I was spending every morning going to the gym. Me and the fellas back home, shout out my homeboy Brandon, shout out my homeboy Malachi, shout out my homeboy Nick. You know, we was going there, we was getting up at 7 in the morning, staying there until 9 for 2 hours, getting some good hoops in, to like really learn like how to play. And then we get here, so I get here, you feel me, and then that's why I met you feel me, and I'll never forget it, because the first word we ever said, or honestly, the only shit we said to each other for like the first 2 weeks was, you feel me, and as long as you don't mess with my shit, I ain't gonna mess with yours. And then one day we was doing our own thing, you feel me, and then one day, you feel me, decided, you feel me, we ain't gonna sit here quiet as a motherfucker.
Like sitting there for a while though.
Motherfucker asked me the question I ain't never heard in my life before. I ain't heard it since. First word the nigga said to me was, "Hey, you man?" I said, "Nah." And the craziest part is, I was really gonna be funny, be like, "Yeah," but I was like, "Shit, this nigga going, no, I'm not." So you feel me? So then we get to Jawan, and you feel me, we hooping. Like at first, shit really wasn't going too well for me because I wasn't playing that much, and I was in the gym every day, and I was just like, it wasn't translating yet. So really, I think when it clicked for me that like I could actually play basketball was when I came back that winter break and was going to open gyms, and you feel me, I was being able to score and whatnot, and just figuring out who I was as a basketball player. So I figured out what my role was, and like some niches that I could stick to is I got length, so you feel me, I can deter shots, so you feel me, I can rebound decent, and one thing I do know is that, and I might not, you feel me, get the board, but I will box out.
Already.
Motherfucking And you feel me, I kind of figured out my jumper a little bit, so I come back, you feel me. Coach Rogers is like, you feel me, noticed that you've been making improvements and whatnot. He told me before I talked to him because I kept it real about like playing time. I was like, we know you're in the gym working and whatnot. And then he gave me a shot. And then from then, he gave me a chance, an opportunity to start. I showed him enough to the point to where after I got that start, and I never looked back. I started every single game that I played after that until I stopped playing basketball here. So we get to the next season, and you feel me, over the summer I'm still putting in work and whatnot. And we get back, you feel me, next season, you feel me, sophomore year, you already know we were lit.
Oh, really? But so I always tell the guys this. I be like, our sophomore season was our best season.
Hell
like
yeah.
that was our best record, our best performance, and we played as a team. Like the whole time, that whole year, and we was having fun.
I swear, motherfucking the bus rides there. I said bus rides and shit. We was on the van.
Yeah, we was on the
Cap,
van.
y'all.
We was not on no bus. We was on the minivan.
I was about to say, shout out Coach Rogers
Nah,
for taking
for
us
real.
and treating us good too.
For real, bro.
Nah, for
Real
real.
shit. One. And you know, we get to junior year, and you feel me? We got new coaches. And honestly, I can't skip over that. Coach Rogers got fired, you know, and it hurt me because you feel me? That's the dude that gave us the opportunity. So,
Yeah.
and I figured this was you feel me, an opportunity for me to help him, you feel me, keep his job and whatnot. Coaches said they wasn't gonna stick with him, so.
All right, hold on. Y'all hear how he said that he got fired, right? So that's about to lead up to how did the coaching change like affect like your playing time, your mental, like everything as a whole as a basketball player? Like how did it affect you?
I ain't gonna hold from there kind of fucked me up because like in a sense I was just like you from me coming in seeing Coach Rogers, we had him for the year, you feel me, he just came off of you feel me a successful season, like he was actually building the program and the culture and like that shit was just gone. And it's like damn, like that's a dude that was looking out for us and whatnot, and like he gone and we can't even do nothing about it. So I was sick about it. And I really thought about transfer for real. I was like, you know, I didn't want to like necessarily not that I didn't want to be here, but it's more that you feel me. I figured that like my time here it wasn't like it wasn't the same.
Yeah.
Like I knew it wasn't going to be the same. And we get you feel me the coaches, and I never forget it. Burke had called me. I literally just clocked into work. I see a number from South Carolina. The crazy part, I thought you feel me, shout out my homeboy Larry. I thought it was him, you feel me, trying to prank call me or something. I get a call, you know, he's like, yeah, you feel me, he's the new head coach. He wanted to get to know who I was as a player, who I was as a person. So like, I was just like, I had for a while I had been optimistic because like the stuff he was saying was like, you feel me, oh shit going, you feel me, start to get an emotion. Like I'm seeing like the dream coming true. We get the Zoom call, you know, he's, you feel me, telling us everything we want to hear and whatnot. Then we get to the meeting, he's telling us everything we want to hear and whatnot. And then we get to the season, like, it started off, you feel me, like, pretty optimistic, because I'm like, okay, you feel me, it's just a start, and I want to give these times to, like, speak, to show them that they're going to stand on what they're speaking.
Yeah.
And as the season goes by, I'm not even going to hold, like, my love for the game was going down because, like, I'm seeing, you feel me, like, people that I know are working, not getting opportunities to show that they're working. And, like, we was going and it felt like, it just wasn't the same because it felt more since that we was all in competition with each other than being a real team. And, like, the camaraderie that we had just wasn't there. And, like, we were just essentially just 20-something people out there just hooping, you feel me, trying to compete for the same spot. And it just was like, over a while, you know, it just wasn't as fun because I'm not even getting to play with the fellas no more.
Yeah.
So we get there, so over the summer, like really honestly, it was during the season, I was like, you know, I don't know if I even want to like hoop here no more for real. So I talked to coach for me, see if I could find another school that he can like put me on to. I started hitting up other colleges, you know, wasn't getting stuff, so I come back. And over the summer, I was just like, nah, I can't keep hooping. Like, I had to put the shoes up because I just lost the love for the game. And like, The spark's starting to come back. Like, don't worry, y'all. You feel me? Stay tuned. You feel me? Real soon. I'm gonna be back in the journey real soon.
Alrighty, so when coming back, not playing, what were some thoughts you had, like what else you wanted to do now that you was done hooping here?
So when I had finished hooping here, really, I was just like, what can I do to like get ahead in life now? Like, I wasn't really like sure what I was gonna do. I just knew I just needed to get these grades and you feel me, right, so that I can get the hell up out of here. So that's really all I was focused on right after I graduated, right after I had gotten to my last year.
Got it. So for the ones that don't know, he done and everything with school. Well, which one school wise. So once you go back home, what was your thoughts then, like living wise, and what you wanted to do once you got home?
So I get back home and I'm like, I got an internship lined up for like physical therapy and shit, cause that's what I thought I wanted to do, because I really didn't know. My mom, you feel me, she had like pushed that on me, so I was like, you feel me, I guess that's something that I want to do. And like over time, I was just like that love for basketball was just like, it wasn't gone, and it was trying to tell me that it was still there.
Yeah.
So like, I was just like, bro, I can't like not be around this sport. So I just was like thinking like, you know, kind of really like figure out how to be a coach, because I might not be skill wise good enough, but I can always make my IQ, you feel me, to a point to where I can know how to, you feel me, really learn how to game, break down the game and all that stuff. So I just decided to start listening to like basketball podcasts and like JJ Redick. It's a good YouTuber. His channel's called Thinking Basketball. They talk pretty good knowledge about the game, and I started watching that, and I was like, you know, like I can do this shit. And then I thought back to it like, you feel me? No disrespect to Coach Rogers and Coach Lynch, but they not hoopers, and they doing this shit. They getting paid for it. Why can't I?
Exactly.
So.
All right. So now that we into that, now that you let them know that you want to be a coach, and like you've been on it, what is your philosophy like? What do you got right now for your philosophy for your team?
So my philosophy, that I can't even say it's really my philosophy, because I haven't actually coached yet. So what I would base I was about to say what I would base it on is that I just thought about like me being a player, and me being a player that's worked hard and didn't necessarily get the recognition for it. That I'm not even like my thing is I'm not looking for talent, and I'm not looking for hard workers. I'm looking for talented, hard working people. So you can show me that you got some talent and you're gonna work hard to get even better. That's the type of player I'm looking for. I'm looking for to build a culture that's necessarily built on being, you feel me, able to dedicate yourself to a role, finding your niche on the team and what you do well, and essentially. But again, I wouldn't even really say that it's like that. It was more like a sense of you know what game you got coming next. So what can I do to impact the game that might not even be? For you, you feel like you can go out there and score for that game. Go ahead and go out there and score. If you see somebody's out there scoring, you shouldn't be focused on scoring, because somebody else is having that covered. I'm not saying don't take your shots. What I'm saying is you can find other ways to impact the game. So if you see so-and-so is going out there getting buckets, you should have the mindset to think, okay, well, I'm going to figure out ways how I can get him the ball so that he can get more points, and in turn, I can get more, me being a person, I can get more assists. And if you see so-and-so's out there passing the ball and he's scoring, well, if they're doing that, I'm going to defend their best player, so that way they don't have to put extra work on defending. And then somebody's defending, somebody's passing the ball, somebody's shooting. I'm going to go get rebounds, so that way I can, you feel me, impact the game. And then somebody's getting rebounds, somebody's defending, somebody's scoring, somebody's passing the ball. Or I'm going to make the actual little hustle plays to do all the dirty work that's not going to show up. And my stats might not be the best, but I'm going to be in the game. So that's kind of essentially the philosophy that I built on, and more or less a point to where everybody's comfortable to where it's out there. I want to coach to a point to where I don't even really have to actually coach. I want the players to be coaches, because shout out to Coach Jeremy, you feel me? he had said one thing. He had said this in a practice one time. He was like, the best teams are player-oriented teams. I want to be able to build a basketball team, a basketball program that has people, you know, where they're coming. Where if I, not even me showing up late, like they're in there trying to get me to hurry the fuck up because they already got practice started. Like I want them to be on my ass about, you feel me, that type of shit.
So accountability.
Mm-hmm.
Already.
I was about to say that's another big thing. I want everybody to be able to hold each other accountability, but we should all be able to be, you feel me, men about it, you feel me, where not taking it as, you feel me, oh, this nigga don't fuck with me, he thinks I suck. Whereas, oh, this nigga's telling me to lock the fuck in, you feel me, so I'm gonna get right.
Alright. So, what is your purpose behind wanting to be a coach?
My purpose behind wanting to be a coach is because I can't make it to the NBA if I'm being real. I want to be around basketball, so I don't necessarily feel like I might have the talent to do it myself, but I feel like I can, you feel me, give people knowledge, and then I feel like the place where I would really want to coach is not even really coaching in the NBA. I would rather coach in college because I want to be able to create opportunities for people to like understand, so that way nobody has to go through the shit we went through, to where they feel like, you feel me, they're stuck and like shit ain't gonna be made out of it.
Yeah, I definitely understand that. I respect that too. Alright, so now I'm gonna do a segment where I'm gonna ask you a couple questions like for on the fly, you feel me?
Mm-hmm.
So boom, say y'all are in a game to go to like the play of y'all conference tournament,
Yeah.
and it's like y'all not the bottom, but y'all playing a team that where y'all tied, and whoever win goes to the next
When they go home,
yeah. So boom, say y'all down one, right?
Yeah.
It's 30 seconds left. No, I'm gonna say 35 seconds left, and they got the 30-second shot clock.
Yeah.
And y'all only down one, and the next foul is put them in 1-1. How you playing that situation out?
You said it's 35 seconds left.
Yeah.
They have the ball.
Mm-hmm.
We're down by one.
Yeah. And it's a 30-second shot clock.
30-second shot clock. 35 seconds. So essentially, because they're gonna try to run the clock out, which I would want to play. I would essentially try to go for the. I would have the players try to go for the like steal, but not being too aggressive. But then once it gets to about 12 or 15 seconds, got a foul.
Okay.
So that way I'll at least have 10 seconds to work with.
Okay. All right. So that's one. We're gonna do three. Well, I got two more, but three and all. Say it's the championship game, right?
Yeah.
But your best player cannot play because of academic reasons.
But he's not my best player.
So why you say he's not your best player?
Because he's not applying himself to the point of view. I feel like the best player isn't necessarily the person who is the naturally like, or not naturally like the most talented player. I believe that the best player is somebody that not only puts in the hard work, has the talent, but they're gonna show that, you feel me? They're gonna lead by example. If you don't have your grades right, you don't want to be the best player. So in terms, I don't believe you are the best player.
Okay, so that shut down that one. All right, so last one. Say you got no timeouts left, right?
No timeouts.
3 seconds left.
3 seconds left.
And yeah, it was a tie. They up one, and they just hit the free throw. Yeah, they just hit the free throw to go up one, right? And you got to take it out from all the way at from their end.
From their end?
Yeah. What play you already got drew up like that you already had told your people?
Okay, so with that one, I'm not even gonna lie, I was prepared for that one. So I would have to think. So essentially, I would be trying to get as close as the basket I can without, throwing a turnover. So I would think how I would go about that. I would just probably go for the Hail Mary.
Just go for the Hail Mary. Nothing drew up. You ain't got no thought in your mind like how you like. Y'all been practicing for this? None of that?
So the way, or I would probably go back to, I don't know if you watch March Madness too much, but a couple years ago, Villanova had a play that won them off of some
against
shit
UNC?
like that. Yeah, against UNC.
The trailer always open. Yeah.
I would essentially I would try to practice. I would practice that play. I can't draw it up right now off the top of my head, but
Okay.
that's essentially what I would run.
All right, so that's
If not
something
the
you would go
Hail
for. That like, all right, so that's the play you going for.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Okay. Shit. Tell them where they can get on, find you at, where they can get in contact with you. If a player want to talk to you or anything, like where can they find you and get up with you?
Shit, my snap is goddamn Chuck.2times. My IG is _Charles.K. You feel me? Hit me up whenever you feel me. I ain't shy.
Just talk to them. Hey, watch this, y'all. Future coach right here. Y'all gonna see him. Y'all gonna see him in the March Madness, winning the Natty, holding it up and everything. Then he gonna go to the NBA. He gonna have a championship in the NBA. He gonna be in the Hall of Fame and all that. Wherever he go, he gonna be well known. Best believe that.
Hey, I'm gonna say this too. Well, once I make it there, you feel me, we gonna have to come back because you're gonna have a successful podcast. Mark my words, you feel me?
Yeah.
Y'all might not believe this, but you feel me? Y'all, a lot of y'all is gonna see this, and it's gonna be crazy seeing it. You feel me? 7 later, you feel me? It's the years down the line. I don't know why I said 7 specific,
Right.
but years down the line, you feel me? We gonna come back, and I'm gonna remember these exact words that I said. And when we had that second interview, I'm gonna say, "I told you so."
Already, it's damn, I can't talk.
Manifestation.
It's been, forget it. Just know he said it. We both said it. We here. Then we just gonna take over.
You already know 2023. Then you feel me? That's the start. I've been having this feeling since 2023 started. That's when all my niggas, you feel me, going. We get shit. You feel me? In motion.
Exactly. I'm gonna leave all his social media handles in the description so y'all can get up with him, talk to him. Even if you just wanna like get some advice on how you think you should operate while being a college athlete, or if you're trying to go to be a college athlete, like, cause there's a lot of politics and stuff behind
I
it.
swear to God.
And if any coaches watch this, or if you want to be a coach, hit him up. Like he young, he's starting it out, and he about to get this shit popping.
Hell yeah.
For real.
Hey, you feel me? To all my people out there, you feel me? Shout out to everybody. Shout out to Game and G, and you already know. You feel me?
Already.
And you feel me? To my black people, stay black and blessed. To everybody else, just stay blessed.
Hey man, he's silly, but already.
You already know me.